This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Made in Australia.
I'm Brother Morgan Goodfellow from the local congregation of Townsville Ecclesiastical District of Queensland, coming to you live from the land down under, the great southern land, Australia. Today we begin a new chapter in our adventures in the land down under. Join us as we start a new season of Made in Australia, taking you towards a discovery into Australian daily life. For our opening question for today's episode, we would like to know if you had to describe Australian life in a few words, what would they be? Type in your answers in the comment section for a chance to win an INC souvenir tote bag. Joining me live today from our main site in Adelaide are Sister Chloe Delapaz and Sister Anna May Manuel. Sisters, how are you?
Hello, Brother Morgan. That's right, everybody. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone watching here on INCRadio Australia. We are so excited to have you. My name, of course, is your Sister Chloe Delapaz, all the way from here in our live site, my hometown, the local congregation of Adelaide, the District of Victoria, Australia. Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you in our live chat. And of course, today, I want to reiterate, is our season premiere. We have our new season of Made in Australia, where we will be talking about daily life here in the land down under, which is so exciting. And it's so good to reminisce, because I remember when I just first went to the first season premiere all the way in the beginning of the year. And it's so nice to be able to release this new season that we have been preparing for you. So of course, in your live chat, please continue to send your greetings, your comments in our live chat. And of course, we will continue to shout you out, as well as our hashtag challenge of our local congregation. So for example, I am from the local congregation of Adelaide, and therefore my hashtag would be hashtag Adelaide. And of course, Brother Morgan has already mentioned our question of the day for our tote bag. I have a tote bag right here. If you want to win our Made in Australia tote bag, make sure you answer the question: if you were to describe Australian life in a few words, what would they be? And of course, we will be able to read your answers and next week we will give you a little bit of a shout out. And of course, with me today, not only me, we also have our host. Hello, Sister Anna.
Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Yes, I am Sister Anna May Manuel, all the way from the local congregation of Melbourne. And you heard it right. I really feel so happy and excited, because the 8 hours drive is really worth it. When we met the brethren here in the local congregation of Adelaide, they were our top commenters, and it's really I'm really so happy to meet them. But aside from me, and the crew of INCRadio who drove down here in Adelaide, we also have
our
lovely
guest. Sister Sel, would you please introduce yourself to our live chat?
Hi, I'm Sister Sel from Local of Adelaide, Sel Martinez of Local of Adelaide.
Thank you, Sister Sel. We're so looking forward to our discussion today, because she will be discussing what it is like to live in Australia. And so we have so many very important discussions to be made. But before that, we are very excited to have our live audience. And so I would like to pass it on to our very own Sister Jamie. Let's give it a round of applause, everyone.
Today's episode. I'm Sister Jamie Hermoso from the local congregation of Port Adelaide. Here today with our lovely brethren. We are live here in Adelaide.
Thanks, Sister Jamie.
Where are we for? I don't think we know. We're live here in As Sister Chloe and Brother Morgan have mentioned before, we have a very interesting question for our viewers today. Beside me here is one of our lovely sisters from Adelaide. Sister, will you please introduce yourself?
Hello, brethren. I'm Avril. I'm Sister Avril from the local of Adelaide.
Yes, sister, it's very lovely to meet you. Now, today for a tote bag, how would you describe your life here in Australia?
I actually have two words for that. One is magical, and then two is full of opportunities.
For your lovely answer, sister, you have one of our INC Radio souvenirs, a Made in Australia tote bag. Sister, do you have any greetings you'd like to share?
I would just like to greet everyone, every brethren watching all around the world. Hello, everyone.
Yes! As you can tell, our live audience is so excited for today's episode, and you will be seeing lots more of them throughout our episode today. But for now, back to Sister Anna and Sister Chloe.
Yes, if our online viewers, as you can see, our live audience here in Adelaide is very lively, and they are so excited for our, of course, to win the INC tote bag or an INC mug, but also to learn more about discovering down under why we call it Aussie and why we call it home, of course. But for now, let's see what our online viewers and commenters think. Brother Morgan, how is it going?
Yes, Sister Anna, Sister Jamie, Sister Chloe, to our live chat in Adelaide. It's very exciting. It's very energetic here in the live chat. Also very exciting to see everyone in Adelaide today. Please continue to join our discussion and leave a meaningful comment to be featured on our next episode. Don't forget, we would also like to know if you had to describe Australian life in a few words, what would they be? We're looking forward to seeing your answers in the comment section. For your chance to win an INC tote bag for today, we'll be constantly checking where most of our viewers are coming in from and our top commenters. And for our early birds today, we would like to give a special greeting to Ka Shine Makapagal. Happy viewing, Port, from the local congregation of Rockingham. Shout out to Nanai Lisa and Tatai Bert, the eldest deacon and deaconesses in the local congregation of Manjarau, Iloilo City, Port. Happy greetings to you, Port. Sister Chelsea Nicole Kananan, happy Sunday, Port, from Rockingham. We also have Sister Angel Mercado. Happy viewing, for brethren. Greetings from Gladstone. Hello, sister. We have brother or Sister Mike Kananan as well. Happy viewing, Port, from the local congregation of Rockingham. Shout out, Port, Samanga family, Kosa Talak at Sa Canada. Happy viewing, Port. Thank you for your greetings. Sister Adora Doctor, once again, happy Sunday, po brethren, from the local congregation of Shepparton. We have Sister Jessie Carlos. We are also happy that INC Radio broadcasting is broadcasting in our local congregation of Adelaide. Thank you, for Sister Stephanie. Hello, po brethren around the world watching from Adelaide, South Australia. Hashtag Adelaide. Sister Ayuki, one of our beloved sisters here in the local congregation of Townsville. Happy viewing, Paul, from the local congregation of Townsville. Thank you for tuning in with your family, sister. We have brother Sunny Celzo, watching from Star Cruz Zambales. All around the world, we are tuning in. We love to see the support. And we have one of our lovely sisters here from the local congregation of Townsville, Sister Laurie Kate Solomon. Greetings, Port, from Townsville, Queensland, Australia. And we have our beloved CFO Overseer of New South Wales, Brother Richard Esperanza. Happy viewing, Port, from Australia East, New South Wales. Hashtag Dean Park. Sister Chloe.
Yes, thank you, Brother Morgan. And of course, I would like to give a shout out to our guest speakers, like who you've mentioned, Sister Avi, and of course, Sister Jezebel, who was featured in our shout outs in our comments. So very, very excited. But before anything else, let's take a moment to appreciate and thank all of our amazing supporters. Before that, we would like to give special greetings to, of course, the local congregation of Shepparton, because they are celebrating their 1-year anniversary. So very, very exciting. As well as Brother MacArthur Deriada, our resident minister here in the local congregation of Port Adelaide, who is celebrating his birthday today. So let's give him a round of applause for everyone. And of course, we'd like to give our shout outs to Brother Matthews Wisniewski, our resident worker here in the local congregation of Adelaide. Shout out to him because he actually made this sign. If we can sign, very good job. And of course, to Brother Jojo Villapana, thank you always for your support. Now, it's been 3 seasons, and as part of our routine here in Made in Australia, we have been thanking and being so grateful to our amazing supporters. So here's a short video we made just for our loyal viewers. Kuya Tech?
From Melbourne, we love INCRadio Australia. From local congregation of Stephenson, we love INCRadio Australia. From Queensland, Australia.
Yes, a big thank you for all your support, everyone. Continue to join our discussion and leave a meaningful comment again to be featured on our next episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click our notification bell to stay up to date with all of INC Radio's updates. So now, sit back and relax as we give you a sneak peek for Season 3. Ever wondered what it's like to live in Australia? What are the daily adventures that come with living in such a vibrant place? As a worker, as a student, a parent, traveler, or whatever hat you're wearing, let us see what a life in the land down under has to offer. Let us watch our Discovering Down Under video.
Previously, we took you across Australia's most breathtaking landscapes, from pristine beaches to rugged outback adventures, showcasing destinations worth every journey. We also explored the world of work down under, diving into the wide range of careers and opportunities this vibrant nation has to offer. Now, as a brand new season begins, we invite you to join us on a deeper journey to uncover the many faces, phases, and fascinating facets of life in Australia. Australia consistently ranks among the top countries in the world for quality of life, and it's no surprise why. With a strong, stable economy, world-class public healthcare and education systems, and its safe, welcoming communities, it's a country where life just works. But what's it really like to live here? Let's hear directly from our fellow Aussies, locals and newcomers as they share their real stories.
Life in Australia is simple. Good in a sense, of course, because everyone is very helpful. Everyone greets when you see someone in the street, when you see someone passing by, everyone will just say hello, good day, mate. If you are in trouble, so let's say you have car trouble, everyone is willing to help a hand. So someone will stop and see if they can help you. So it's really good to live here because it's simple. It's a good place to live, a good place to call a second home.
Living in Australia for more than 40 years, this place is no longer where I just live. This is where I belong. I've seen the country shift socially, culturally, and economically. The lifestyle is relaxed, but the cost of living is real. The sense of space and freedom is something you grow to love. I wouldn't live anywhere else.
Living in Australia is pretty easygoing, which means to be very relaxed and very chill. And that's mainly because of the people here. You'll notice that despite the different and diverse cultural backgrounds of the people that live here, we all have that common mateship, which is like a connection that allows all of us to be accepting, to be friendly with one another, and that really carries over in every aspect of the things that you do here in Australia.
Living in Australia, I find it a bit hard for me at the beginning because I have to adapt to their culture and the way of living here. But through the help of my fellow brethren and our Lord Jesus Christ, I managed to overcome the challenges and the fears I have. I also find that the opportunity here in Australia is far more greater than any other countries.
Did you know that Australia's education system is ranked third globally? It's a top choice for international students, and despite a high cost of living, many believe it's worth every cent. From exceptional schools to leading universities, students here aren't just learning, they're preparing for real-world success. But don't take our word for it. Let's hear firsthand from those who've studied or are currently studying here in the land down under.
I say po it's very advanced because here po at any grade po it's more advanced but it's very easy po, well manageable, and the studying and the curriculum is very flexible po for kids. Like there's not that much homework po, and I say it's better po, and I think it's a good experience po for high school life and for everyday school life po.
At the University of Adelaide. And as a full-time student, I'd say that my workload got a bit stressful and heavy at times. My face-to-face classes were only a few days a week, which was good because I worked casual as a nursing assistant.
For me, studying in Australia is a great experience. The education system is really different, and it really helps you become independent. It can be challenging for some, for they are away from their families, but I've learned a lot and grown as a person. Staying active in my church duties also keeps me strong and focused while living in abroad.
Studying in Australia, I was exposed to a lot of unique opportunities. I studied with a lot of different people from a lot of different places, and I was given a lot of different opportunities.
Studying in Australia is easier because Australia has a lot of libraries available for students. Libraries can be accessed by students, and it is everywhere in Sydney. Internet is also available almost everywhere, so we can do our research every time we want.
And it's not just about study. Australia is also a magnet for skilled professionals seeking fulfilling careers and a healthy work-life balance. We touched on some of these last season, but what truly defines working life in Australia? We'll hear from everyday people chasing their passions, building futures, and balancing it all with the Aussie way of life.
Working in Australia is often associated with a laid-back lifestyle compared to many other countries in the world. This doesn't mean Australians are not hardworking. It's just that they leave work at work, and they often prioritize time with their family, fitness, and leisure.
But regardless of what I went through, I never forgot to set aside time for God and for my duties. Because of the shift work nature of nursing, I really had to fight for the shifts I needed so that I'd be able to perform my duty as choir. But in the end, God always makes it happen.
Working in Australia is a bit challenging for me because my colleagues came from different countries. There's a language barrier, but and confusions tend to happen. But we all speak English, but not quite fluent. But it's fun because you get to learn their culture and history.
And working in Australia is much the same. I'm exposed to a lot of different people, and the work culture here is so much more casual than I know in other places. For example, like I'm really good friends with my manager, and I guess that's kind of how it is as a whole as well. The culture in Australia is very casual. It's really easy to be friends with everyone. I don't really feel like I'm being left out. Especially being an immigrant, I don't feel like my being Filipino affects the way I live here.
There's just so much to see, to do, and to experience in this incredible country. And this season, we're just getting started. This is your exclusive sneak peek as we bring you closer to real stories, real people, and real life in the land we call Oz, the place we call home.
Yes, everyone. So that was such an informative and educational video all about the daily life here in the land down under. And of course, we would like to give a shout out to our very own sister, Jamie Ramosa. Give her a round of applause, everyone. And of course, we will continue our discussion a little bit later on. So stay tuned because you are still watching Made in Australia, brought to you by INCRadio Australia Satellite Studios, one of the official satellite studios of INCRadio. We'll be right back.
Made in Australia.
That's right. Welcome back to Made in Australia, brought to you by INCRadio Australia Satellite Studio. Don't forget, we are waiting to hear how would you describe Australian life in a few words. Type in your answers in the comment section again for a chance to win our Iglesia Cristo tote bag. So we would like to greet some of our top commenters, some of our early birds. Once again, constant support from our loyal viewers. From the top, we have Sister Geraldine Nagal, greetings, spot from the local congregation of Marylands. We have Sister Loretta Lee, happy watching from the group worship service of Wangaratta po. We have Brother Renato Jr. Samala, happy viewing po mga kapatid, watching Iglesia Cristo, INCRadio while on the way to
You got
on
this,
the way
Morgan.
to Vivid Port,
Believe in
hashtag Dean Park. We have Brother Marvin Ferreira. Hello, everyone. Happy viewing from the local congregation of Melbourne Port. We have Sister Laura Esperanza. Hello, Port. Happy viewing, Port, from the local congregation of Dean Park, Australia East, New South Wales. Hashtag Dean Park. Sister, thank you for tuning in. We have Brother June Vivas. Hashtag Wyndham. Happy viewing, Port, to all the brethren in Area 1 of Wyndham Local Congregation, District of Victoria, Australia. Sister Nancy Sina, happy viewing po mga mahal na kapatid. Hashtag Dean Park, hashtag New South Wales. We have Sister Micah Samala from the Samala family. Happy viewing po from the local congregation of Dean Park, New South Wales, Australia East. Sister Beverly Macapagal, happy viewing po to our local resident minister, Brother Lawrence Solomon, and his wife, Sister Anne Solomon. Hashtag Rockingham. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for your support, Sister Beverly. Sister Adele Ravila, happy viewing po from the local congregation of Minchinbury, New South Wales, Australia. Sister Ria Belaza, happy viewing po from the local congregation of Queen's Park. Sister Raisin Curo, good afternoon, all brethren and viewers from the local congregation of Fremantle. And Sister Anne Solomon says she actually has an answer for our question of the day, which we will disclose at the end of the episode, but continue to share your thoughts, and we'll read out the top commenters and our top answers for all of our viewers and our listeners to enjoy Sister Chloe.
Thank you, Brother Morgan. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, we are very blessed to have Sister Cell with us to give you a sneak peek into our everyday life. But before that, we would like to give a shout out to Brother Morgan because his Tagalog skills are improving, right, Sister Anna? So let's give him a round of applause, everyone.
Thank you for the support, Brethren.
Yes, Brother Morgan, you're doing really well. So let's go on to our questions for our discussion. So, Sister Sal, let's talk a little bit about Aussie life. So, in a few words, how would you describe daily life in Australia to someone who hasn't visited it yet before?
Australia is a very safe and relaxed country. We have beautiful coastline. Australia has a very big sense of community. So whenever you're down there the street, everyone's just gonna greet you. Hi, hello, good morning. That's how it is here in Australia.
Yes, and of course, what do you think about like the busyness and like the quietness compared to like Adelaide or Sydney, Paul?
Oh, okay, because I've moved here 3 years back. Sydney is a very busy city. However, Adelaide is a very say laid back,
Yes,
relaxed, but
definitely.
I should say it's more friendlier.
Yes.
Yes.
How was your journey, Sister Sal? How was your journey in Australia? You said you came here like 2010, right? It has been like
Correct.
15 long years. How was it?
My journey in Australia started as when I'm an international student. I did my master's degree here in Australia, and then that is way back 2010. After that, I got an employer sponsored, and to be quite honest, just recently got my permanent residency in 2019. So during those times, studying, looking for work, especially when you haven't finished your course here in Australia, is really quite very challenging. Your opportunity will always be just part time, and you have to support your studies as well. However, even though it is very challenging, because when many migrants came to Australia that have dreams to
Yes.
have Australia as their second home.
Oh, yes, but and that's I guess it's because of like the way that you've described Australia, but living in Australia, so all of the like it feels really safe, it feels like a community, it's culturally diverse, and as well we can't forget about the coastlines, the nature, because it's very, very beautiful, right, Sister Anna?
Yeah, we went this morning in one of the coastlines here in Adelaide.
Do you remember what it was called?
Glenelg.
Glenelg, yeah. So we told
It's
Sister
really
Anna.
beautiful and it's just so comforting. And if you just really want to go for a walk, it's just so accessible as well. But you are telling earlier, Sister Cell, it feels like home. But
Yes.
how about looking for a house here in Australia?
Yes,
How is
because
it
we'll be
like?
talking about like specific facets of daily living in Australia. So we're basically going to go on a journey from looking to a house and on to like studying and working in Australia. So looking for a house, like in sort of layman's terms, objective terms, how would you go about it? How is it like?
I would say looking for a house in Australia is very convenient because you can check online, and plus you need to visit inspections. However, you just make sure that you make sure that your proof of income is already ready, or if you're buying a house, you already have pre-approval from the bank.
Yeah, so those are the kinds of steps, whether you're buying or renting. It's also really important to have those reliable agents so that we safely put our money into something that's worth it, something that's valuable. So it's very important to also be financially ready, as you've mentioned. And it's very sort of secure here in our experiences. It's especially in Australia. So we've talked about like looking for a house. The next part is, of course, traveling to and from different places. So when we're talking about driving and traveling around Australia, how would you describe it, Po?
Public transport is very reliable here in Australia. We have trams, trains, bus, and we use the one card for everything. And plus here in Adelaide, we have
Yes.
So,
yes.
do you prefer driving or using the public transportation?
To be quite honest, I haven't used much public transport here in Adelaide. In Sydney, yes, but here I prefer driving because it's cheaper for me. We don't have any tolls. Unlike in Sydney, there's a lot of tolls. So I drive most of the time here in Adelaide.
But to be fair as well to our online viewers and you listeners here in INCRadio, it's very accessible. We have bus, trams, trains, and some ferries as well.
Yes, yes. So it goes to show like what Sister Sal is saying. It's very versatile. You have plenty of ways to get around Adelaide. So things like the Oban, which Sister has mentioned. Do you know what it is, Sister
No,
Anna?
I would like the
So
try it out
Oban
one
is this magical thing in Adelaide where it's basically a bus on train track. So it's so cool, and it travels. You can basically get to the city in about 7 minutes.
Okay.
So it's very reliable, and of course we can also go to like. If, for example, we're going from Adelaide to Melbourne, there's plenty of different ways, like going on the plane or going on a drive.
I would like to try that one time. But how about Sister Sal? It's been 15 years. And then how about working in Australia?
Yes, what is it like there?
Working here in Australia, we have full-time, part-time. Especially part-time is very popular with international students or even students. We have everyone just same work right. Whether you're Australian permanent or student visas, everything will just access same working rights here in Australia.
Yes, and that's really it goes to show how secure it is. So we have full-time, part-time, we also even have casual jobs.
Yes.
And you've mentioned for international students, it's because they have to balance their studies as well as their work. To make that salary as well. And we also are protected by the fair work trade and the unions as well. So it's really important to sort of protect those workers' rights. And that's a focus here in Australia, right? Sister Anna?
Right. So, and you mentioned earlier that you studied as well here in Australia when you're still. So how was the studying here in Australia?
It's pretty much very when I say not easy, unlike in the Philippines, because I as well before I came here I did my bachelor's degree. Here you can access university or TAFE or private RTOs. You're all governed with one department, the Department of Education. So we're following one system, which is good, whether you go to private, university. With university degrees, they're just more of like theory-based training.
Yes, definitely.
But if you go to private or TAFE, there's skill-based training. So there's difference whether if you go to different kind of schools.
So did you do it here in Adelaide or you had to move from one state to another?
I did my schooling in Sydney.
Yes. So I guess what Sister Estelle is also important is as life here in studying in Australia, you have to go through the different skill sets. So you've mentioned that there's private universities, there's also vocational training like that or TAFE. And then we also have, it depends on the needs of the students. So it depends on their focus as well. And of course, for example, for me, I am a student in university in one of the public universities here in Australia, and that it's very true what you're saying. It's very theory based, less on a lot on the theory and the knowledge, which works up to the research. Whereas with skills training and vocational training, it's very much skills learning and that practical application.
And yeah, right. And Sister Sal, you told earlier that you are now an owner of a school in Australia. And so what was your motivation behind putting up a school here in Australia?
As earlier mentioned that I came here on a student visa and my access to education here was actually introduced to me to a university. So basically, it was very hard because it's very expensive, and juggling between studying and working is really very hard. Imagine I have to work from 7 a.m. until 3 a.m. Every like 5 days a week to be able to fulfill paying my tuition fee. It's challenging. However, this is made my empathy with many student visas right now. During the COVID, I actually visited Adelaide. It was just the start of COVID, April 2020.
Right when it
And
started.
yeah, right when it started, when everyone's just being hopeless. And I believe that giving access to education, not only to the higher class people, but to the people that can afford first to come to Australia, and an affordable education with the same quality, is as well an opportunity for them to fulfill their dreams.
Yes.
We reach migrants, and not only that, I believe that Australia is growing because of migrants, and I always support that and believe that our church, especially here in Adelaide, will grow with bringing in more migrants.
Yes, 100%. And it goes to show like the international student life is especially booming here in Australia. There's so many more people coming in as international students, and it's really encouraging to see all of these options for them because they dream of a life here in Australia. And for it to be so accessible with providing, like, for example, in your business spot, like providing that education, those skills training that's required of them to be able to work here, that's a really inspiring business to start, you know?
Because her ultimate goal is to help people. So is that the best? Is that the best part of your job? What do you like the most, Sister Sal?
The best part of it is actually meeting different nationalities, because in school we don't only have Filipinos but different nationalities and cultures. We always have chances to introduce the church. Sometimes they ask, why don't we celebrate Christmas in school? Why don't we celebrate these kind of events, religious events? And with my staff will always tell them the owner of this school is actually a part of Iglesia Ni Cristo or Church of Christ.
Yes. So it's very important to kind of gap those skills, right, Sister Anna?
And she even she's so busy in picking up school, juggling between studies and work, she was still able to fulfill her duties in the Church of Christ. So how is it like to live in this country and be able to fulfill your duties as a member of the Church of Christ, Sister Sel?
By the time we arrive here, especially most migrants, we become closer to God because we don't have relatives. We don't know anyone. It's always the church is our family. And the more that we become prayerful, because it's always God who sees what's happening to us. None from sometimes the relatives way back in the Philippines, we don't tell them what's the reality, but we always tell this to God, while praying everything. So we being here, the only thing that we have always like managed to always do is to be prayerful.
Yes, and that's really important, and it's very inspiring. Isn't that right, Sister Anna?
It's not only for sure our live audience right now, and then all our online viewers are really inspired, and it has been really productive and informative discussion with Sister Sal. So before we wrap up this one, do you have any greetings, Sister Sal?
I would like to greet my family.
The live audience. Applause, everyone.
My parents from Santa Cruz, Zambales. Micah and Jonah, they're watching, I know. Canuel Manzano from the Philippines as well. Yes.
So that's very, very exciting. Before we go on to our next segment, Brother Morgan, are you over there, Brother Morgan? Do we have any comments on our live chat?
Yes, absolutely. Sister Chloe, Sister Anna, Sister Jamie, and Sister Sel, thank you for joining us today. We have a lot of support coming through on the live chat. So once again, we have Sister Davina Rapido. I love INC Radio, hashtag Shepherd. And thank you so much, sister. It really means a lot to hear from you. Please continue to support INC Radio Made in Australia. We are always willing to shout you out and hear your support. But we have Brother Minardo Martinez. Hello, Po. Greetings to all brothers and sisters around Australia. Happy viewing, Po, to all. Hashtag the local congregation of Armidale. Thank you for your support, brother. We have Sister Delia. We love watching INC Radio from the local congregation of Rockingham, Po. Hashtag Rockingham. Thank you, sister. We have Brother Manuelito Alart from the local congregation of Ellenbrook, Po. Happy watching, Po, to everyone. God bless, Po. God bless you, Po. Brother Manuelito. We have Sister Dion Bacchio. Happy viewing, Po, from the local congregation of Penrith. Hashtag New South Wales. We have Sister Emma M. Sorry. Hello, INC Radio. Hashtag Altona. Brother Ren Solomon. Lovely to see our brethren from across Australia. But blessed Sunday to all. But from the local congregation of Rockingham congregation. I do believe that that's the resident minister of the local congregation of Rockingham. But again, from Brother Ren's in Tagalog po, masaya na naman ang linggo ko natin dahil sa INC Radio Australia.
Amazing, Brother Boylanson. Give me more.
Thank you, Po. Without the nosebleed, we are happy tuning into INC Radio, sharing positive experiences and participating in on-air activities. Thank you, INC Radio, from the local congregation of Rockingham, Mandurah. Happy viewing, Po, to all brethren. Hashtag Rockingham, Western Australia. Brother Renz, thank you so much for tuning
Brother
in.
Morgan, thank you so much for all of those comments. There's so many on our live chat, but of course, I'm so excited I get to do this in my hometown. It's, of course, time for our favorite segment. It's game time, everyone.
It's game time. Let's play.
We're gonna have our live audience to answer the question. They are very excited. I think they're gonna contain their excitement, but we will read the question. You will also see it in our screen, and then you can raise your hand, and then the first one to raise a hand and will be able to answer. If it's correct answer, then you will be able to win INC Radio tote bag. So,
where's my tote bag? Where's the tote bag? It's right here. Okay, so let's go on to, again, we can read the question over here on our screen. So let's get ready for our first question, Kuya Tech. Seven of the best. Yep. So 7 of the best student or student-friendly cities in the world are in Australia. Name one of them. So do we have anyone in our live audience? Take your pick. A city in Australia that is in your brain. Take your pick, everyone. Sister Jamie.
Yeah.
Over to
Yes, Sister Chloe. I think our sister here had her hand up first. Could you introduce yourself and your name and your local congregation?
Hello po. My name is Sister Jezebel Carlos from Adelaide, Victoria, Australia. My answer po is Adelaide.
A very good answer,
she's
sister.
She's very biased, and I love Adelaide.
Let's see the answer for Clear Tech. Yes, Adelaide is one of the correct answers.
Let's give her a round of applause. So actually, there's 7 answers. There's Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Brisbane, Adelaide, Gold Coast, and Canberra. And just as a shout out to Adelaide, it was considered one of the happiest cities in the world. Let's give our applause for once again.
Okay, let's move on to question number 2.
Okay, the standard full-time work hours in Australia is around blank hours per week. I almost said the answer. I almost said the answer.
I'm sorry, sister. There's someone already here in the back with the answer. Brother, could you please introduce yourself?
I'm Brother Francis Salas po from the local congregation of Adelaide. The answer po is 37.5 hours per week.
Rounded up to
30.
Let's see the answer for Kuya Tech. That is
and
They're very competitive.
They're very competitive. And we also have in our live chat, shout out to Sister Barbara Butler from #Perth in Western Australia, and Sister Denise Christel, who answered 38 hours per week, and from the previous question as well. So thank you so much to our YouTube live chat. Let's go on to our next question.
So which city in Australia has the highest number of public transport trips annually? Okay, raise your hand.
Raise your hands, everyone. Oh, you see how?
Yeah, top commenter.
Sister, what's your name po and your local congregation?
I'm Sister Marty po from local of Adelaide.
What's your answer po, sister?
Sydney po.
Oh, let's see if that's the right answer for Kuya Tech. Yeah.
Let's show the mug, the tote bag. Shout out to my mom. That's my mom. That's my mom. That's Sister Marty de la Paz, everyone.
Our top commenter for our YouTube comment. But let's go to the next question. Okay, to exit before the halfway point of a multi-lane roundabout, which lane must you use?
So here's the thing, right? I admittedly have famously not been able to get my P's until I was 22. So everyone take your time. Let's read the question again. To exit before the halfway point of a multi-lane roundabout, which lane must you use? Do we have a hands up? I think we have one over here. Do we have? I think
Yes, we have one of our sisters here. Come here, sister. I didn't know you could
get the
drive, sister.
Oh, they gave me the answer.
What's your name and local congregation?
Sister Arya for Adelaide.
What's the answer to the question, sister?
Random guess. It's random guess.
Yes,
Left.
random guess.
Oh, let's see if Sister Arya is correct, Kuya Tech. What?
You lost to her, Sister Chloe.
She was 16 years advanced, Sister Anna. Okay.
We would also like to shout out Kashina because she answered in our YouTube comment left lane.
The left lane.
Right.
And again, everyone take your time. Sister Arya knew that. How old are you, Sister Arya?
Okay.
10. So like she's very advanced. She's very advanced.
Okay, let's go to our next question.
Name a sport that is part of Australia's sporting culture. So this has multiple answers. Raise your hands, everyone. Let's see. Sorry, the question again, name a sport that is part of Australia's sporting culture. And before that, so Sister China mentioned the left lane. Do we have
ready to answer?
Yeah.
There's a lot of answers here. Come on.
To win a tote bag. Let's win a tote bag.
Sister, do you have the answer?
I think you do, sister.
I think just try. AFL. Oh, let's see. AFL.
What does AFL? What does AFL stand for?
Australian Football League.
Okay, let's find out the answer.
So answers was Australian rules football or AFL, which is also known as footy. We also have soccer, tennis, and cricket as well. So very, very so good job, Sister Zian. So yes, Sister Anna.
We also have answers from our live commenters from our the YouTube channel is also very active and competitive. We have Sister Shing Suriano. She answered footy. We have Parents Bailon, AFL. Noel Butler, it's football, and then Renz Bailon, cricket, and then
yeah. So brother Renz Bailon said AFL and cricket, and brother Noel Butler said football or footy. And so let's go to our last question, which is so this is our question of the day. This is our tote bag question, and we will announce our winners for next week in next week's episode. So it's very, very exciting. So make sure you tune in next week, everyone, for our show to find out whether you have received the tote bag prize or if you are the winner for the tote bag. I have my tote bag here with me. But yes, everyone, thank you so much for being so active in our live chat, and for being so interactive and so engaging. Those were the words that I'm looking for. And so thank you again, Sister Sel. And
let's read. There's an answer from our. Should we read it?
I think we'll wait till next week to read it because this is our tote bag winner. But isn't that right, Kuya Morgan? I think we can pass it on to you.
Absolutely, Sister Chloe. Do have some lively answers from our live chat, and we're looking forward to hearing those answers in our episode next week. Continue to send through your answers for our question of the day, which is: if you had to describe Australian life in a few words, what would they be? We are still waiting to hear from all of you. We'd love to hear from you and your support. But again, a very lively game time in one of our favorite segments for INCRadio, Made in Australia. Stay tuned because we have more. You are watching Made in Australia, brought to you by INCRadio Australia Satellite Studio, one of the official satellite studios of INCRadio.
Made in Australia.
That's right. And welcome back to Made in Australia, brought to you by INCRadio Australia Satellite Studio. Sister Chloe.
Oh, sorry, sorry, Brother Morgan. There we go. It was a very productive discussion, everyone, and I'm thrilled and excited for our upcoming season. So thank you, everyone. I hope today's episode kept us in our feet, excited for the new season that's ahead, all about the daily life in Australia, season 3. And most of all, we expressed how grateful we are and blessed to have such a bright and wonderful audience. Let's give them one more applause. Thank you so much. Oh no, especially here in our hometown. It's already excited. Oh, it's already so exciting and so there we go. And so we are so grateful and blessed to have the Christian family organizations allowing us to be a part of the activities that enable us to strengthen our faith. We would like to thank our CFO Christian Family Organizations Coordinator, Brother Angela Aranyo V. Manalo, and of course, our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much for your support. We feel your love, and we promise that we will continue to serve and worship our Almighty God. See you all next week, everyone. And to all our viewers, thank you always for tuning in. Bye, everyone. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.
From Queensland, Australia.
Yes, and that concludes our episode today. I can already see that season 3 will be as fun, exciting, informative, and inspirational. So stay tuned in the coming weeks as we take you into different facets and phases of life in this place we call Australia, a place we call home. Thank you so much for all of your support. A quick shout out to the local congregation of Townsville. Thank you for all your support. Continue to tune into INCRadio, made in Australia, every Sunday, 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Paul, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everything. Thank you, everyone. Bye, everyone. One more round of applause, everyone. Thank you, Kuya Tak, Kuya Nico. I know it's you. Call it Aussie. Call it
Thank you so much, Adelaide, for hosting us today. We appreciate all your support. Thank you so much for
Bye, everyone.